Okay, hello everybody. Today we're going to be talking about present participles in Greek. Participles, as you know, are verbal adjectives, so they will usually be translated as something ing, so ending ing. The example that we will be talking about today is pauon. So pauon is a present participle. Present participles are 313, which means that well, as you can see, it has three forms: masculine, feminine, and neuter. And it's described as being 313 because the masculine goes like a third declension noun, feminine goes like a first declension noun, and the neuter goes like a third declension noun. So here are all your forms. So in white you have the basic present stem, and then in green you have the endings. On, so for the masculine, on, onta, ontos, onti, ontes, ontas, onton, usi. For the feminine, usa, usan. Sorry, apologies for my bad handwriting. Usa, usan, uses, uses. So just make a note of that change from the alpha to the eta there, like thalassa. Then in the plural, pausai, pausas, pauson, pausais. And then in the neuter, pauon, pauon, pauontos, pauonti, pauonta, pauonta, pauonton, pausi. So the masculine and neuter are obviously very much connected. You can see that the pauon is just a sort of shortened version of pauon, but the stem's the same. It's for both of them. It's pauont, pauont, pauont. So for example, that's why the genitive and the dative are always the same for all of them. So pauontos, pauonti, and then for the plural, pauonton, pausi. That's the same. Now, the verb to be actually is also easy to learn. That just only consists of the participle endings without any stem. So, for example, the masculine, feminine, neuter, nominative singular will just be on, usa, on. And then obviously with this smooth breathing, because it's now it's not just an ending, that is actually how it goes. So maybe one other thing to note about the present participle is that the masculine, a handy trick to remember it is that the masculine goes exactly like geron, which we've already come across in the video on third declension nouns. Geron is obviously just a third declension noun, and it has the stem geront, which is identical to the stem pauont, right? So that's a really handy little trick. Okay, so now we're going to talk about the tense of the present participle. So the clue is in the name. The present participle is a present tense, and that basically means that the action of the present participle happens at the same time as the action of the main verb, okay? That's the general rule. Well, it's not a general rule, that is the rule, and that's pretty much the only rule you need to bear in mind when translating the present participle, both from Greek into English and English to Greek. So, happens at the same time as the action of the main verb. So let's say I have the sentence, I die while escaping from prison. Here, okay, your main verb is I die. I is the subject and die is your main verb, okay? So that's really your core sentence. And then this part is your participle construction. And of course, let's identify the ing word, which is here, escaping. So Sorry about that. So escaping, I'll just colour that in. Escaping is, of course, your ing verb, right? And therefore, that is the participle. Now, while escaping, I die while escaping, you can tell that the escaping is happening at the same time as the dying, okay? I mean, maybe there might be a slight delay, but pretty much they're happening at the same time, which is why we've got the word while here. While means that they're happening at the same time. And so that should give you a hint that you need to use the present participle. So in Greek, that would be I die, apothnesko, and then while escaping from prison. So I'll put the participle first. Ek fugue. So obviously ek fugo is I escape. So that's going to be the main stem. So it's going to be ek fugon. Because obviously that is agreeing with the subject it's agreeing with the subject, which is I, and that's obviously going to be in the masculine nominative singular, which is why we have ek fugon. And then we fill in the rest while escaping from prison. So I'm going to use the word ek, out of. It's better than apple in this scenario. Ek to, well, I'll say from the prison. Ek to, sorry, I'll just make more space here. Des mo ter ryu. Hopefully that makes some sense. And now you'll notice here that I've got a little box here entitled uses. So there are two general uses of the participle. All participles, in fact, not just present participles. One is circumstantial, and the other is attributive. Now, at first, this might seem a little complicated, but you'll get the hang of it when I give you some examples. But generally, circumstantial is the more general use of the participle, in which we are given an insight into the circumstances of the action of the main verb. So that's circumstantial. And then attributive involves the addition of the definite article into the participle construction to create a who or which clause. Okay, so basically that means circumstantial uses the definite article. I'll just abbreviate that. Sorry, circumstantial does not use the definite article. But the attributive does. It does use the definite article. The circumstantial just gives the circumstances of the action. So it's more general, it's less specific. It's, e.g. in this example, I die while escaping from prison. That's an example of the circumstantial use of the present participle. You have no definite article between to go with the participle construction, and it's just giving the circumstances in which this person is dying. The attributive is far more specific because of the use of the definite article, so it can be translated as a who or which clause, so it basically is a relative clause. So you use the word who or which. So for example, if we wanted to say, the boys who were learning the words heard a shout, we'd have to use the definite article, and that would therefore be attributive. Okay, so let's in fact do that example. So the boys who were learning the words heard a shout. So here, who is the hint that it's going to be attributive and not circumstantial, okay? Which means we're going to have to use the definite article. So we start the sentence as always. Hoi paides is the subject. Remember, the core sentence here is the boys heard a shout, and then in the middle, who were learning the words. That's just a sort of subordinate clause. So now we add that attributive definite article. So hoi paides, hoi. So you see we duplicate the definite article. Were learning the words. Let's put the words first. So that's going to go into the accusative. It's the object of that clause. Tous logus. And now obviously learning is the present participle. It's happening at the same time as the main verb, even though the main verb is in the past. Remember, I said at the beginning, it just has to occur at the same time. It doesn't actually matter whether the action happens in the past or the present. It just needs to happen at the same time as the main verb. So who are learning? So that's obviously going to be man tha non-tes, because it's obviously nominative plural masculine. Learning the words, heard a shout. So shout is our second accusative here. That's going to be boen. And then heard. That's obviously easy. That's just the weak aorist. So ku, san. Nice, dreamy. Great stuff today, guys. Hope you understand how that works, and especially the differences between the attributive and the circumstantial. See you next time.